Silence. Funny how the world fears it. They can scream at you, tear you apart with their words. And yet, when you respond with nothing, when you strip them of the reaction they crave, they lose their grip. They're like dogs barking at a stone wall, frustrated, powerless. You see, my friend, people think power lies in words, in their ability to get under your skin, to make you flinch. They think it's in the insults they hurl, or the control they pretend to have over you. But let me tell you something real. Their power, it's an illusion. It's smoke and mirrors. It only works if you let it. React, and you give them the fuel they need. Stay silent, and you starve them of it. Think about this. Ever seen a fire? It roars and blazes, consumes everything in its path. But take away the oxygen, and what happens? It dies. That's what your silence does. It suffocates the flames of their control. Every time you hold your tongue, every time you refuse to give them the satisfaction of your pain, you're cutting off their air supply. And yeah, I know what you're thinking, but Joker, isn't that weakness? Isn't silence just letting them win? No, no, no. Silence isn't weakness. It's restraint. It's power. The strongest man in the room isn't the one who shouts the loudest. It's the one who stands unshaken while chaos rages around him. You've been through it, haven't you? The betrayals, the lies, the people who smiled to your face while sharpening the knife for your back. They wanted to see you fall. They wanted you to beg, to crumble. But here's the truth. They can't handle. You're still standing. Let me tell you about a wolf, a lone wolf, cast out of the pack. The world sees him as weak because he's alone. But that wolf, he learns to survive on his own, to hunt without help, to endure the cold without warmth. That wolf becomes stronger than the pack could ever imagine. And when the time comes, that same wolf can tear apart the very pack that abandoned him. You, my friend, are that wolf. You don't need them. You don't need their approval, their pity, their fake love. They want you to chase after them, to beg for their attention. Don't. Show them nothing, not a word, not a glance. Show them your back as you walk away. That's where your strength lies, in refusing to play their game. People will call you cold. They'll call you heartless. Let them, because they'll never understand what it took for you to survive. They didn't see the nights you spent alone, the tears you wiped away when no one was looking. They didn't hear the battles in your head, the ones you fought just to keep going. And you know what's funny? The same people who mock you, who try to break you, they're the ones who fear you the most. They fear the silence because it means they don't matter. It means their words have no weight, their actions, no consequence. Silence is your shield, your weapon. Let me break it down for you. Life is like a chessboard. Every move, every reaction, it's a piece you give away. Show them anger, and you've lost a pawn. Show them fear, and you've given away your queen. But stay still, keep your silence, and you've checkmated them without moving a piece. Think about the greats, the ones who truly changed the world. They didn't waste their energy arguing with fools. They didn't stop to explain themselves to those who wouldn't understand. No, they moved in silence. Let their actions do the talking. And when they struck, it was decisive. Here's the thing. People will try to control you because they're terrified of losing control over their own lives. They project their insecurities onto you, their fears, their failures. They want you to carry the weight of their brokenness so they don't have to face it. Don't fall for it. You've got to be like water. Water doesn't argue with the rocks in its path. It flows around them, over them, through them. It carves its own way, silently, persistently, and in the end, it shapes the very rocks that try to stop it. So, here's my advice. Let them talk. Let them scheme. Let them try to break you. But show them no reaction. None. Their power ends where your silence begins. Walk away from their noise, their drama, their chaos. Focus on your path, your goals, your strength. And when the day comes, and it will come, when they realize they couldn't break you, they'll fear you. Not because of what you said, but because of what you didn't. Not because of what you did, but because of what you became. Stand tall, be the wolf, not the sheep. Be the silence, not the noise. And remember this, your silence isn't just the absence of words. It's the presence of power. It's the loudest thing they'll never hear. They don't deserve your pain. Save it for yourself. Use it to build, to rise, to conquer. And when you do, when you've reached the top, look back, not to gloat, not to pity, but to remind yourself that silence was the key all along. But I know it's not easy, is it? Silence isn't the path most people take. They run their mouths because they're afraid of being forgotten, of being irrelevant. But let me tell you a secret. Words are cheap. They're empty currency for people with empty lives. Actions, silence. Now that is expensive. Only the strong can afford it. They're gonna test you. They'll poke, prod, try to get a rise out of you. Why? Because your reaction validates their existence. It gives them purpose, meaning. Don't give it to them. Let them scream into the void while you remain untouchable. That's power. That's dominance.